Good evening, everyone. This is Mike, AE0MT. Wanted to show a little modification I made to my Kenwood TS2000. One of the things that I've always kind of liked the idea of is software-defined radio. And one of the things that I really wanted to do was add a Panadapter to my Kenwood. So I found some instructions online, and I will link those in the comments below, to add a Panadapter with a Softrock SDR to the Kenwood TS2000. So I wanted to show you what's going on. What I did here is I added, let's see if I can get the camera to focus here. I added this little buffer circuit, and essentially that buffer circuit is tapped off of the second IF, there it goes, the second IF of the Kenwood TS2000. That little piece of coax goes into this buffer circuit. The purpose of this circuit is to prevent any loading of the Kenwood's IF, so that we don't have any real impact to the TS2000 itself. It'll buffer it with a pair of JFETs, then drop it back down with a voltage divider and send it on out. I've got 12-volt power being applied to it. There you go, simple little circuit. So we've got the essentially buffered IF coming out of my adapter onto a Softrock SDR radio. This is the Softrock Lite 2 that's built for 10.707 megahertz IF. The RF comes in this port, power comes in here, and essentially it beats it against this crystal, mixes it, sends it down in quadrature down to your audio jack here in audio left and right. Sends essentially your IF over, or rather RF, IF over AF. There's enough acronyms in there. This is a real slick little unit. This particular one is actually built by the guy who owns 5-Dash, the guy who designed them, and he did an absolutely fantastic job assembling this Softrock SDR. I'm very, very pleased. So kudos to you. It's working wonderfully. From there, I have the audio just coming right out the back of the Kenwood TS2000. So we've got a little audio cable with a standard mini connector. This is what you would plug into your computer as line input to go into your SDR program. So I know you want to see more about it, so I'd love to show you. Again, here's the Kenwood TS2000, and all the modifications I made are certainly not major surgeries or anything else. I didn't drill holes or anything like that. I just kind of added things where they needed to be added. There's my little buffer circuit that I made for it, and off we go. So let me get this thing plugged back in, and I'll show you what it can do in software. So see you for part 2. Okay, everyone, welcome back. This is Mike, AE0MT, for the second part of the IF Panadapter Softrock mod for the Kenwood TS2000. Something for some people might like to see, I actually modified the LCD screen as well, put white LEDs behind it. Relatively simple mod. I kind of like doing it. It was a lot of fun. So here's the Kenwood TS2000. Tonight is the opening night of the ARRL 160 contest. So it's a great time to take a look at some CW traces. So we have 1.8693 going into the radio, and we can certainly tune that wherever we want to go. And that IF is being presented to the Softrock, which is then being converted into AF. It's going into the computer here, and I'm running SDR sharp at the moment just to kind of play around with things. Now, I know that the center frequency of the crystal is about 8 kilohertz below the actual center frequency, 8.1 kilohertz below the center frequency of the radio. So what we can see here is that as let me zoom out here, I'll show you. As I am tuning the radio, we can actually see the band shift on the Softrock. So that's how, as you're tuning the radio, everything is being adjusted by the IF. So we can tune around, and there it is. Everything is all right there. Now we can see that there's plenty of wide signals here. We'll stop moving for a moment, and we'll see that there's plenty of them here. There's a CW trace there. There's a couple of pretty big CW traces over here. Just click on one. I'll turn up my volume, and you'll be able to hear them. Wrong button, I'm sorry. And then we'll go up here and listen to that guy, or that guy, or that guy, or this guy. So we can see that it's a pretty full band tonight, as one would expect. We do have this DC hump right here, about 8 kilohertz below the center frequency, so we have to kind of be mindful of that. That's just the way things work on Softrocks. Real strong signals are still there, but there is the DC hump right there. So again, this is just SDR sharp. I haven't got everything to work with the rig tuning and anything else like that yet, but that's not a problem. We'll certainly get that adjusted as it needs to be. And again, as I dial up in frequency, I can shift all those bands up, and there they go. Bring it back down. If I want to go to a lower sideband or something to that effect, I can change bands. Everything's right there. I'll just change over to lower sideband, and I don't really see anyone on 80 right now. Let's tune around and see what I can find. See the noise tuning. Oh, looks like there might be someone there. No, I guess that's all just noise. Might help if I change my antenna inputs too. There we go. That's. Yep, there's someone right there. See. And of course, as I tune the radio around, I can adjust as need be. So, Panadapter on the TS2000 will go up to, let's do 40 meters. Let's see what we can find on 40 meters tonight. That's 40 meter sideband. We can see a couple of things. Looks like there's a conversation right there. There's a conversation right there. Tune up around a little bit more. You can see the traces sliding up. Here's one right here. Let's listen to this guy. Well, I take that back. That's just noise. But yeah, so there you go. There's lots of pretty slick things you can do. Essentially, this is giving the software-defined front end. Now, one of the main advantages that one of the rather main reasons why I did the second IF is because I also want to be able to do 2 meters and 70 centimeters. And so I just clicked on the VFO memory button on my receiver, and this is now going to be a wideband FM centered on, again, about my 8 kilohertz offset here. So there you go. There's FM on our local repeater from 2 meters. And I could do the same thing on 70 centimeters as well if I really wanted to. I'll turn off the sub receiver here. So that's the main frequency dialed in, 146.85, which is the Metro Area Repeater Association, the WD0HWT repeater, into the second IF of the receiver. And there she is on the Softrock. Again, you can see that it's right at about 8 kilohertz off. We're tuned right there to it. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed that. My name is Mike, AE0MT. I will post some links into the comments about how I did all this. If you like it, please feel free to leave comments and try it for yourself and see what you think and see what you want to do for yourself. Anything we can do to play around and experiment is always a good thing. So 73s, and I hope to see you on the bands. AE0MT. Good evening again, everyone. Mike, AE0MT, with the third short little follow-up video. Thought you'd like to see that I got things up and running with HD SDR. This is actually also configured to talk to Ham Radio Deluxe. So Ham Radio Deluxe knows where I am for frequency, 18.50.136. And if you take a look at the radio, that's exactly where I am. And again, we're listening to the ARRL 160 contest. So the SDR information is being presented to the Softrock, which is sending it to the HD SDR application. this is synced with the frequency, so we know exactly where we're tuning, where the local oscillator is, and so on and so forth. Now, the interesting thing to note here is that I'm actually getting a bit more bandwidth than I thought I would. You can see the primary range is from about here to about here, which is about 1836 to about 1862 or so. So we've got 25, 30 kilohertz wide of a good level audio spectrum, but we still see stuff down on the bottom edge too. So trailed off in levels a little bit, but it's still definitely there. So I thought you guys like to see that. Here again, this is the ARRL 160 contest. All the stuff down below and all the stuff up high. This is where, of course, all of our meat and potatoes is going to be of everything. This big piece right here is the DC hump of where the DC is coming in from the Softrock. Our local oscillator is actually tuned just a little off. We're 8 kilohertz or so, give or take, from the local oscillator of the Softrock to the actual IF frequency. We want to do that so that where we're actually tuned 1850 right there, as you see, 1851.3, and that's where we're at here, 1850. We want to do that so that we see a nice clean signal. We're not have to worry about the DC noise that we have there. So there you go. This is HDSDR. Again, as an IF Panadapter off the Kenwood TS2000. So, very good. See you guys on the bands. 73's AE0MT.